I'm looking at the latest healthy eating pyramid that's been released by Harvard, and there is one feature I especially like about it. I'll get to it in a second. Use sparingly red meat and butter, refined grains, white bread, rice and pasta, sugary drinks and sweets, salt. There's two problems with that. First of all, there's a lot of non-foods on there, right? It should be these things are not foods. Sugar, refined grains, trans fat are not foods. I have to disagree with the red meat and the salt, but that's another story for another time. There are healthier salts to use. Actually, one of the things that our immune system uses to fight COVID-19 is of a form of chlorine called hypochlorous acid, and our bodies need salt to make that, right? A salt-free diet would probably not be good for that reason alone, and then some other issues as well. That's another story for another time. We got some more non-foods in the next category. Cow's milk. I don't know who got the idea that humans should drink milk from another species. Anyway, that's another story for another time. And then the rest of this looks okay. It's a little bit heavy in whole grains, but it obviously depends on your body type, right? There are people who are more suited by their genetics to eat whole grains. They could have brought that in. I like how they mentioned vitamin D. Of course, I prefer to get natural vitamin D, right? Go out for the sun. I also have UV lighting in my room. I use Reptoglow light bulbs. Alcohol in moderation, people have different opinions about that. What I really love is how they mentioned daily exercise and weight control. Although I wouldn't call it weight control, right? I don't weigh myself, by the way. I do what's healthy and I let the weight control itself, right? I eat healthy and let the portions control themselves, right? Now here's the thing. One thing that's really missing from this food pyramid that's never been mentioned on any food pyramid. This one's an improvement because they actually mentioned daily exercise. What's missing from this is the rest of your enjoyment of life, right? Too many people center their recreation, center their social life around food, right? I used to behave that way. Enjoying relationships, enjoying other social activities aside from food, right? I guess it could be also part of your exercise. So last year I took up bowling. 2 years ago when we first locked down, I took up I learned a couple of new things that I hadn't tried before. I've been going to a board game club, playing board games. It's helpful that we still have to wear a mask in a lot of these events. It gives me an excuse to stay away from the food, right? Otherwise, a lot of these social activities revolve around food. So I wish there was some emphasis on how food is not the center of your life, right? This pyramid ought to sit on top of all the other recreational activities that people enjoy, right? It's nice that it sits on top of that exercise, but this whole thing should sit on top of love, relationships, social activities, vacation, just daily enjoyment of life, right? They could have also brought up sunlight as well, right? Not just taking a vitamin D pill.